Welcome back to the skill points contained in Metrica Providence. I shouldn't say welcome back, but welcome to. We have an exciting roundup of 8 skill points today, many of which are battles and only 1 point to commune with. So this is going to be rather interesting. First skill point we're going to encounter is over here in the Hylic village we passed by last episode. It is a battle of physical combat capabilities. Hylic being warrior races, after all, they want to see if other races measure up. Why? I do not know. But here we have Utcua pardon me. Not particularly hard if you don't aggro everything in the county. Even as a less combat-oriented setup, you should be able to do this fairly quickly. Now, the next one, we're going to be going over to the Obscura Incline. Specifically more towards the Fun House, which we also passed by in the third video containing Metrica Providence. This time, however, I'm going to be showing you what is in the opening sequence of the funhouse. And this raptor thought it was a good idea to attack 3 moa birds. It's a good thing to weed out the stupidity of your own species from time to time. We see the gate is up, which it wasn't up last time we were here, so we're going to actually have to tear it down with a greatsword. Somehow we can break through solid metal and rock. Then again, this is a world filled with golems that are semi-sentient, so who am I to judge? That's all I gotta say. Stupid golems. And silly Inquest Man for thinking he could get in our way also. Not that anything will last particularly long against me, but yeah, they gotta try, I suppose. Some copper ore. And once again into the belly of the funhouse. There's the little dynamic event I'm going to participate in, but for you guys, it was fortunately cut out. The skill point is down here. And it's a master genius. His name is Jettz. He's riding in the golem. It's a little battle against him and his 2 assistants. This can be hard if you're going at it solo, but if you have someone going with you, it's not going to be particularly hard. They're only veteran level, so only as difficult as they can make it. Now, the next skill point, there's 3 actually in fairly close proximity to each other, around Desiderae Atum. That's a good point to go to for at least these next 2, if not all 3 in the general vicinity. Now, that last point of interest we got last video is the location of where the skill point is. In fact, it's an old lab that a Asura genius used to run. I'm not actually sure if this genius is still alive or not, considering how revered they are in Asura culture.
Bring me the eggs.
Her name is Oola. And we have a little bit of a memory test. So I'm going to be quiet during the memory test and show you exactly how the answers go. I put a little timer in on it, quiz you guys on this, but it's fairly straightforward. It gives you the answers right away. It's supposedly a lab tutorial, but I'm not so sure. Now, those questions don't ever change, so feel free to stumble around with them. I did until I understood what was going on. Now, that one's just over there, in the other Hylic facility that we completely decimated last Hell, that was like 2 videos ago. Yes, the second video is when we decimated it. So, it's time for us to revisit it and actually get the skill point contained within. Now, this one, oddly enough, is not a battle, like Oola's was also not a battle. And like some of the others we've done before, it is a taste test, is the only way I can refer to it. We're going to be eating something Hylic-y, and I'm not entirely sure I like the idea. Now, fortunately, most everything goes down very quickly, as I'm going to have to fight my way in regardless, so I left these in here to get a bit of the visceral action going, a bit of that blood pumping. They don't stand a chance against a warrior. Sorry. They just, there's no suspense, I'm just overpowered, even with my level reduced. Not even these 2 highly powerful warriors can stand in my way. That was just straightforward. And some people providing the wonderful distraction for the Hylic. It's just inside. This Hylic must die before we can try the Cuatl Tonic. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but I pronounce it Cuatl. And we're halfway through. Now, we're going to be moving on to that little one over there, in the marsh, from here. Now, for some odd reason, my character is temporarily stuck as being permanently red for a time. I don't know if it's a graphical bug or what. This game has had some very interesting side effects on my machine, so I must admit, it's being very, very fun. It could have been a side effect of the Cuatl Tonic also. One that I wasn't aware of, and might be why those Hylic are red. But we have Golemancer Gitt and his golems. Now, if I wasn't playing a warrior who could literally decimate any veteran level enemy or higher by myself, this was actually hard as an engineer. I'm not going to lie. Mainly because I had not yet figured out how to play an engineer. Probably is easier now. But that's Golemancer Gitt down. We're gonna get over there to the Luminates plant, because this is where the one and only Commune point is. Now, you can get confused very easily. In fact, I was my first time here as to where its actual location is. I thought it might have something rather interesting to do, because there's lightning cannons up top and a giant point that kind of goes, ooh, lightning. And I was thinking summon lightning down onto it and that gives you your skill point, but it's nothing that extravagant at all. It's a commune. It's a point where you commune with the power, so it's actually inside this location. And you can approach it from this way, or you could probably ride the cube down. I'm not sure which one you'd want to do, but it is guarded by a veteran air elemental for whatever reason, so we won't get out of this for free, but it's not like a veteran air elemental is particularly hard at this stage of the game.
My adrenaline is rising.
They have some interesting attacks, but as you can see, my regeneration is actually outpacing his damage just ever so slightly, so he didn't take long There was just no way he was going to cause enough damage. But Commune with the point, and we get our skill point. And that's skill point number 6. Now, this next one is rather interesting because it's in... See what I was talking about? Cube, you could ride that cube. But this next one is just to the north. We're not going to be doing any cutting after I figure out its approximate location on a map. In fact, I might not even check my map. Apparently, I don't check my map. But it's just up here in the Inquest area, and this one was also a minor pain for me as an engineer, and absolutely no problem as a warrior. So I think a lot of this is whether or not you've learned what your class is capable of, is how much problems you're going to have. Because like I said, I had some problems with some of these battles, but some of them I haven't. And that was mainly due to me understanding the entire role of the character and how you play as them. It's up here. We didn't go this way, but there are more things you could do, some more lab equipment you could have done with the quest up here, but nothing useful, really, that you couldn't have done anywhere else in the facility.
Sensors detect presence of unknown.
It is that cloaked golem. Just gotta kill the assistant first, because this is another one of those battles we're gonna be doing. Now, the real problem with this battle is when he starts spinning around, as you'll see him doing. He creates a large field of ice, and that hurt me as an engineer so horribly, and it could be because I wasn't standing next to him like I'm doing now. So he goes down faster than I can describe the rest of his attacks, even though those are basically his only attacks. The punches, the rapid punches, and the spinning thing.
152634. Scored 90 out of 100%. Pass. Tutorial shutdown imminent.
Now, this last point is actually a very difficult one. I actually go down on this one, because this one is actually difficult, due to the nature of the battle we're going towards. It is another elemental, but a very different elemental. It's an ancient elemental, and it is very hard. I went down on this as an engineer. I had to find a way to almost cheese it, using these little lurkers, these shake. Actually it wasn't them, it was the drakes. Because the shake will attack the drakes will attack the shake, and either one of them will attack the boss, the veteran we're going to be taking out. It's over here, and I would recommend taking a party to this no matter what class you are, because it is hard. As you can see, we summon the Ancient Ember. His little minions will not last long due to my huge attack radius, but me standing in the fire is the problem. He will summon that a lot, and I'm on fire. I've had to activate my healing signet, which means my regeneration is gone. I now have to throw rocks at him until he dies and hope he dies. If I'd maybe not stood in the fire initially, I wouldn't have had to worry about that. But as it stands, he went down fairly easily once I got down, because my health was low enough and I dealt enough damage. But we'll see you guys next time for the Vistas. This is Stomping Llama, signing out.